Shall we test it out?
December.
Yeah.
November, December, yeah.
First day.
I think that's right. Ash is the one we know all that. I think you're right.
How you doing? Call this meeting to order, Stuart City Council, 10 agenda, Monday, July 8, 2024, 6 p.m. Council chamber. Calls to order. Patrick.
Here.
Russell.
Here.
Dolly. Morgan.
Here.
Cobble.
Here.
Agenda approval, consent agenda approval of minutes of 6/10/2024, joint meeting of 6/10/2024, a special meeting of 6/12/2024. Approval of financials as of 6/30/2024. Approval of bills as presented, approval of liquor license, I won't read all of them. And what I want to do is, after number 4, I want to move the police issue, number 8 up there. And then number 13, I'm gonna move up in front of number 12. We're going to close.
Okay, Mr. Mayor,
Pardon?
I have like to make a correction on some minutes
Oh,
before we
okay.
do this, okay? Or propose that, so, it's on the special meeting, 6/12/24. Under the part that says the council discusses the rescue EMS service proposal between the city of Stuart and Guthrie County. It's under the part where it says rescue director Bovenay discussed service in terms of the proposal with the council and also expressed concern regarding the previous lack of support from the city for the proposal. So I imagine when it says for the proposal, it's talking about the county proposal. There hasn't been but one proposal submitted, full proposal, partial one, because there was some concern of sharing it in an open meeting. We had just one partial proposal. So I went back and I listened to that. His concern wasn't with the proposal. He said he felt he didn't have the support structure he needs to go out and do this. And he has no intention of submitting any proposal at all. And I'd like the minutes to reflect that it wasn't about the proposal. There was no lack of support from the council for the proposal. He just felt that he didn't have the support to go out and do this, and that he said he has no intention of submitting any proposal at all. And let that add
So
to the
you
minutes.
want to add no intention of submitting
Right,
any other
but
proposal?
this kind of gives a story that the city was not supporting the proposal, which we were. We didn't have any issue with it because we only got it 2 days prior. So I think that needs to be corrected too. If we just go back and listen to it, his concern was he didn't feel he had the support structure to continue working this issue, the county proposal.
Okay,
if
we'll
you
go
can.
back and look at it.
And then I also have a question on the agenda. Well, can we move the consent agenda first and approve that? Just the consent agenda? So I'd like to make a motion with that correction to approve the consent agenda.
Morgan. And Patrick.
Yes.
Russell. Yes. Morgan. Cobble.
Yes. Okay, thank you. And then on the agenda, and please bear with me, and you can, if you just wait until I'm finished, you can, ask me questions and stuff. So we just approved minutes that included the resignation of our director. We don't have any other information regarding that. I know there was a meeting held. We don't have any information on what was in that meeting. I talked to Ash. He said we could have a meeting on it. I talked to our city attorney. He said we could call a meeting on it. And we don't have any information, and yet I see a item on the agenda that he's going to give a presentation on. I just am unclear on the employment status, and I think we have somewhat of a precedence to have a special meeting when our deputy, I believe he was deputy, Michael Morgan, was quitting. he was resigning. We called a special meeting just like that to try to keep him here. And the utility board, you might have been on it, and the council sat together and we discussed the options for keeping and how everybody felt. But this one, there was just a meeting with 3 people, and I can't speak for my colleagues here. I would imagine they have questions that they would like answered. I don't know. According to our ordinance and state code, a majority of council members can call for a special meeting. And I would like to know if there is a desire to have a special meeting where we can get those items answered. Because I submitted to have that put on the agenda, and the mayor didn't put that on the agenda for tonight. And I think it's important, not just to the council, but to the citizens, that we, as a council as a whole, understand what was going on and is available to put our input. So I'm just putting it out there for my colleagues. If you feel there's a need, we can, I know nobody likes a special meeting, but we have that ability to do that, put that on the agenda and at least discuss it. Because I don't know if we'll get on the agenda any other way.
Dwayne, do you have any input on this?
Well, normally, I guess if I heard Mr. Caldwell correctly, he was saying if a majority of the council wants to request a special meeting, usually that's not an issue. You know, for one council member to call a special meeting, that's normally not done. But I mean, it's the council's call if a majority of them would want a special council meeting.
So,
Then they would have to let Ash and the mayor know and set that up.
so it's just a matter of saying, yeah, we think this is, not just me, I'd have to have at least 2 others,
I
right?
was gonna say, yeah,
So-
not just you on your own.
Right, and I understand that, you know, I try to do things out in the open and then let the chips fall as they may, you know, sometimes people agree, sometimes people don't agree. But, you know, at least it's gonna be out there in the open so everybody can understand. So I'm leaving on you guys, you know, if you have questions. I know I have questions that I'd like to pose, on it, but it's really, I'm leaving it up to you guys. If you're okay with them having a meeting, that's fine, but, you know, that's annoying. There we go. So, I mean, really, are you guys giving, no?
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I mean, I think I would like to know kind of what the outcome of the discussion that was had a few weeks ago, just so we're informed. I mean, we're supposed to act as one body here, not individual units. So for us to all be on the same page, that is important, and to have this information, whether that's given in a special meeting format, you know, just to inform us what happens, whether that's something more informal, confidential email sent out or something along those lines, I'm fine with, but at least to know the outcome and everything that was discussed is important to me.
Yeah, I think I
So-
agree with that too.
So, a special meeting gives you the opportunity to ask questions.
Sure.
You know, so if you have questions, if you do it in an email, you're just gonna get whatever they said.
Yep.
You know, I recommend a special meeting, just because you can have that back and forth, you can look them in the eye and say, hey, what happened, what was going on? You can ask whatever questions you want, generally. It can be, you know, you could have an opportunity to go into closed session, if that is needed to be, or it can, you know, depending upon who's there, if they want to leave it open, they can too. So I don't know, would you guys agree that we need a special meeting, or we should have a special meeting to be set up at some time? I know we don't like having a lot of meetings, but in this case, I think it's imperative. Like I said, we have a precedence before with your brother Mike, where we called a special meeting, boom, just like that. And everybody knew what was going on. And then that, you avoid hard feelings, rumors, everything. It's out in the open and as much as it can be, and then you move on, so.
I don't think it's necessary. I think this is what Ash is for. He's in charge of the department heads. If he's got business taken care of, I mean, we're just pretty much undermining Ash and the department heads having a special meeting, I don't think it's necessary. If Ash or Sarah can send out an email, let us know what happened. Sure.
So I am curious, anytime somebody doesn't want to have a meeting on this as to, is there anything being hidden? And that's unfortunate, you know, I mean, that's my opinion. I would like to have the opportunity to ask questions. When you do it in an email format or whatever, you are shut out from questions. And it is I'm not asking this just because we can. I believe it's our duty to know that. It's our duty to the citizens, to the town, to understand this and ask questions if we have them.
Sure.
That's what
No,
I'm getting at.
I totally agree with you. I do think that we do have the right to know. Yes. But if you have questions, my opinion would be to direct them to Ash and meet up with him. And he'll probably answer your questions.
Usually,
Yeah.
calls all the time.
And I agree with that. And the thing about it is when you have people going in by themselves and get questions answered, you don't know if you're getting the same information I am. You hope it is, not trying to say anything. You hope it is, but you don't know for sure. If it's done in a meeting where everybody's there, everybody hears the same answer at the same time, and there's no guessing. That's the only reason, you know, and why not have it? If there's nothing wrong, why not have it?
Okay, we will get to information that we need to have a special meeting.
What's that?
I don't know.
I didn't hear what you said.
We're just gonna hear what Lauren has to say, but we're not gonna be hearing everybody tonight.
I'm gonna be very quick. Free advice is probably worth what you're paying for it. But you need to understand your role as a city council is to set policy, to set broad parameters, to set rules. Corey is exactly right. If you're calling a special meeting, you're undercutting the authority of the mayor, you're undercutting the authority of the city administrator. If you don't believe you're getting straight answers from your questions, then you've got a bigger problem than the ambulance director.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
In the end, I think I said and Warren said, that just to get the information out and to see it is what I want to see. But then beyond that, especially since the events unfolded in our meeting, stuff like that, not to undermine anybody at all, but just to have that information. And if we truly felt there was a need to call a meeting after we see that information, then we can look at that.
That's exactly what I was trying to
And
say.
there's many minutes being taken at
Yeah.
the meeting, so that's not a problem. Send out an email.
I agree with that. Thank you.
Fine. Thank you.
Okay, Chief Rehal, we're gonna put you after number 4. Okay, for Wamble Phase 3 housing. Pay estimate, do you wanna talk on this first, please?
These are smaller numbers.
Thank you, Mayor.
Down to the end.
The first pay estimate is with the Ardent Lighting Group. That is just for the lighting out there. It's a separate contract from what McInich is doing. And so this is they have all the materials on site. This is for stored materials. And so we recommend payment to Ardent Lighting for the lighting part of the project in the amount of $13,940.30.
Make a motion to do that?
We will make a motion on ABC.
Oh, we're gonna make a motion on all of them?
One motion, hold it.
Okay.
All right. Second is partial payment estimate number 10 to McInich Corporation. This is the amount of $265,637.83. We recommend payment that's for work that's been completed out there on site. To go into item number C, the original completion date when we started this project a year and a half ago was June 15th of 2024. We of course are past that and they are not completed out there. Had some emails go back and forth with McInich earlier last week and again this afternoon. Their request is to extend that date from June 15th to the last day of July, this month. For completion, the reasoning for that is just because of the wet spring that we've had. They've not been able to make progress on the work so far. Kind of leads into project progress update. I don't know if that ended up, did that get in the packet, Sarah? Kind of.
I don't think I did.
Okay.
those, I think-
So I'll give kind of an update, assuming the weather straightens out, and this week looks pretty nice. They're planning on getting all the dirt work done out there, getting the manholes in the street all concreted in, and get all that done. They are looking at getting all the work done by the end of July. I had a conversation, I went out there, talked to Macinich, and I think we're far enough along, especially if all they have to do is spread that topsoil behind the curb and get those manholes done this week, that we can start selling lots. So I was looking for Matt. Warren walked in, hadn't a chance to talk to him yet. But I think we can start marketing those lots and selling those lots, and by the time we get home builders in here digging basements, that we should be done and out of the way. So I wanted to, I guess, I'm letting Steve know that here. And I didn't see Matt here either, I don't know what Matt knows, but that's kind of where we're at. As far as the completion date to end of July, my recommendation to council would be to let's wait and look at that at your August meeting, make sure they follow through on what they say they're gonna do this month. And let's make sure they follow through. So really, our recommendation tonight is just approval of the 2 pay estimates, and then as far as the request for completion, to act on that at the August council meeting.
Okay, thank you, Marcus.
Who's that?
Okay, how do you vote? Patrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Alba?
Yep.
Thanks, Boris.
Now, anything else, because I do have to leave for another meeting, just on here.
Good job. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, number 8, Chief Rehal.
Oh, no, that's good.
And Dave's gonna explain this, and if you want, it'll take like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, go out and look at Daniel's vehicle. I think that's necessary.
Okay, so, for the last couple of years now, we've been kind of limping the Tahoe along, and we've been working, our hardest to keep it in operational condition. Daniel calls me all the time and says, hey, it broke down again, something went wrong, something needs to be fixed, and so, he called me last week, and it was another one of those phone calls, and, so he mentioned in the process of that, he had talked to some people at Stivers Ford. They had a vehicle that was matching basically exactly what we needed, and it was in stock, and that they would hold it for us in time for us to have a council meeting and at least talk to you guys about it, and present it to you. If not, this is the last vehicle that they have. It's my understanding that they said the next one that they would even have possible is 8 months from now, just due to the backlog of vehicles being ordered. Talked to Ash. We've been trying to wait as long as we can, but I think we're at a point now where we just can't wait any longer. The bill that's gonna be due here if we did do the repairs is $1,600, and that's not including the engine codes that it's throwing and things like that. So $4,000 just to get it back on in the condition that we need it to be, and that's not saying it's not gonna break down another month or whatnot. The last couple of years, we've been, putting thousands of dollars into it each year to keep it running. So it's to the point now where I feel like it's costing us more to keep it than it is to just go finance something new. So, I asked Daniel really quick to get some quotes from different, vehicle manufacturers, because I didn't want to just come to you guys with one quote and say, here it is. So we did get some quotes from other vehicles, although the Ford is the cheapest, you'll notice, on that list. So, that would be the one that I would recommend if you guys so choose. As far as like I said, if we do have to wait, there's also a cost, and it's kind of hard to calculate. Daniel talked to the guys over at Stivers, and each year, obviously, if it goes up a certain percentage. And so, like in some years, even the Chevys, I think was it last year, the year before, went up $10,000 just for the vehicle cost alone. So each year that we wait, we're also increasing the cost of these vehicles. So if we did have to wait until next year, we're looking at possibly $10,000 more on the total cost than what we're showing you here. I did ask Daniel to bring the vehicle, just so if you guys wanted to go out and look at it. I will just mention real quick, with a police officer, these are our offices. This is what we spend 90% of our time in. That thing is barely being held together at this point. And Daniel comes to me all the time and says, I'm trying, and I'm like, I know you are, and he truly is. He is trying to keep that thing running as long as he can and keeping it in the best shape he possibly can. But it's to the point now where, like even the other night, his rear door for the dog wouldn't open just because the mechanical, aspect of it is so worn out and broke down that the door wouldn't even open for him. So,
Hey, Chief, can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
So, the Tahoe is the one that's, okay, what, does that go for sealed bids? Once, if you got another one, you sell it, we sell it, what happens?
it would be totally up to you. In the past, we've tried to trade them in.
Trade them in, right?
I don't know that we'll get much of a trade-in on this one.
Something's better than nothing. Though.
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
and that would definitely be, in the talks with Stivers. I don't know what they'll give us.
Sure.
But he did look up the Blue Book trade-in value is what, 6,000?
Yeah, 6.
So-
It's better than zero.
Sure, so if they're gracious enough to give us that $6,000, obviously I wouldn't turn them down.
Is this in the funds? Can we do this? Hey, can we do this?
Yes.
Can we do it? The 70,000, the
So-
Ford Explorer is the one that you
So,
recommend?
yeah, what I would though say is that we're not asking for 70,000
Right.
right now. This would be financed over a period of several years. And so, the cost per year would not be
So
nearly that.
Right. So I'm gonna make a motion that we do the Ford Explorer for the police.
And these would be financed.
Yep.
In the.
Whatever you need to do.
We
just-
did ask, they didn't get back to us in time with the holiday and everything. We're trying to cram all this together. Ford Finance didn't come back to us yet on a
Okay,
number.
we'll work on it for this.
Can we make sure we try to trade it and get something? Can we?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. I don't want to keep it if we don't have to keep it.
Right. Okay, good. So yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. Moved by Colin, we have a second.
I'll second it.
Patrick, how do you vote? Patrick?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll work based on the finance.
Okay.
If you didn't hear that, like I said,
Thanks, Daniel. Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Okay, library board appointments, I'll do these separate. Kim Bigsby has applied and filled out a sheet and recommended by Lisa. If you want to walk with me.
Make a motion that we accept the Kim Bixby on the library board.
Moved by Colin,
I'll second.
second by Russell, how do you vote? Patrick?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Morgan? Yes. Baba?
Yep.
And the second one is Christina Powers, and also recommended by.
I'll make a motion to accept her on the library board.
Second, how do you vote? Patrick?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Morgan? Yes. Baba?
Yep.
Okay. 6, Lynn Coltrider.
I appreciate the council for letting me talk with you tonight. I am not a technological wizard. And there was a snafu on my end because I don't know how to turn, whoops.
No, you're right.
Oh, okay.
You're right.
I don't know how to turn a Pages document on my computer into a Word document. So here is what would have been included in your packet if I had known how to do that. I'm interested in gifting to the city of Stuart a story walk that would be a asset to the community, I think, around the walking trail. And I'm hoping that this will be an offer that you can't refuse. because I don't see that as being too much of a financial investment for you, because I'm gonna take care of the bill on erecting it, on having the podiums constructed. I have talked with Jim. I talked with him today, and I'm sorry that he's not able to be here, but I think we all understand his dilemma. Does he have some concerns? He's concerned about maintenance. And I assured him that I thought that as long as I was living, that I would see to it that the maintenance around the podium itself was taken care of. And there might be some volunteer groups in the community that would help with that as well. But let's start with the basics of it. So what is a story walk? You can see that there's a definition that a story walk is a great concept which enables children to walk between reading pages of a story. Traditionally, that story is put on displays along a path outside. Ta-da! There it is, the bike path, or not the bike path, but the walking path. This idea was developed during COVID, and it's still going across the nation as well as internationally as well. I've been researching this for about 2 years, and I think I have a lot of the answers. But there's a chance that you might ask me a question that I don't know the answer to, and I'm willing to do some delving into it. This was created by a woman by the name of Ann Ferguson from Vermont. And it was in order to enable children to continue to their journey towards literacy without going to the library, because we were all stuck inside our homes. So let's look at the basics. You can see by some of these pictures that I've attached for you that this particular story walk is located in Urbandale. I happen to live in Urbandale right now, so it was a walk away from me just to be able to take these pictures. There is an outdoor, if you can look at the top of this particular picture right here, you can see that there are various podiums, and they have a page, whoops, I forgot my book. They have a page from a big book that is double spread. So these podiums will be encased in a podium that is encased with plexiglass and metal that is locked. And it will have a spread like this. And so it's wide. It will be at a level that is able for children to read, not toddlers, but, elementary school children, especially here in Stuart. I think that is almost like a free field trip for the kids from the elementary school, because they can walk to it. If you would agree to let me construct it with my helpers. Wilson, we figure the path is about a half mile. So about every 40 to 50 paces, there will be a podium around the trail. And that allows, Jim was concerned about whether or not they could mow. And what happens in the winter? I think we came to a solution. The mowers, the big mowers that you use to mow that lot, or the park, I guess you could say, is there's enough space between the podiums that you would be able to get in there. What you can't do, most likely, is mow close enough to the podium. And that's where my volunteers will take their weed whacker. I don't have a weed whacker anymore, but I'm really good with a pair of scissors. So we could trim around the podium then. The library will maintain the inside of the box. They will be changing that, I would say, at least monthly, if not, more frequently. When they open up the box, they will do the cleaning, look for any vandalism, just maintain it in that respect. And I said here at the bottom, city mows the podiums. They're just gonna mow between the podiums, I think. So why do we need and by the way, this does not, I need to backtrack a little bit. What about winter? Jim's concerned about hitting the podiums with the snow removal since the trail is cleared all winter long. So he said, well, what would happen if we put up a flag, kind of? I go, that's great, I would love that. It won't detract at all from the actual purpose of the podium or the story walk. There will be activities posted within each one of those centers, and the kids and parents alike can enjoy, conducive to whatever the story is. So those of you that know me know that I, at one point in the West Central Valley Schools, I was a children's librarian. And so to this day, I love children's books. Freight Train is one of my favorites. I remember that in college, so that's how old that book is. It's a good color book, if nothing else. So why do we need a story walk? Well, I think that there is a lot of benefit to the community. I think the daycares can use it. Obviously, parents and children can. The first teacher that a child has is their parent. So that's something you can do together. What about those little toddlers that get tired of waiting for big sister and big brother to get done at the fields? This gives you an outlet for those little guys too. So it enables them to use their imagination, maybe to spark creativity. Powerful partnerships between the community and their citizens, as well as visitors to our community. So I'm sold, and I'm hoping that you are sold. Jim wants to be there when the podiums are set. What are these podiums like? One of the things I haven't mentioned yet is that Wilson Welding out of Adair will be constructing these podiums. They have experience in this because they built a story walk already at a community nearby. So I feel really, really certain that they're going to do a good job. I want something that is going to last for longer than a year. I think Jim is worried about after the first year when the newness wears off that people are going to let it go. And so if I don't die a year after it's constructed, I will make sure that it's taken care of. We'd like to have this unveiled and I'm gonna say spring of 2025. So if this isn't something that has to hurry up and get it done this year, no, we wanna do it right. And I'm looking for your approval to have this gift given to you and to make it a community center for those people who frequent the walking trail. So I'm ready to take questions if you have it.
Thank you for your presentation. I appreciate it. You hit all the things that I was looking for. You talked to Jim, you're working something out. You'd be responsible for approving the construction of the podiums. And I think you said minimal cost, which was none to the city.
Pretty much.
That
You'll
is-
pay for the maintenance when they mow the
Sure,
lawn.
I like we're doing that, yeah, so anyway, so, I know I don't have any further questions, so I'm gonna make a motion that we approve this.
I've got just a statement to make, sorry, Lynn and Lisa, when the time comes around to start looking at that, come talk to me with the scouts and maybe we can look at helping out or even possibly adopting and helping with some of that maintenance going forward. So
Great.
that would be a great opportunity for them to
This
help
gives
give
me
back. So.
goosebumps. Me too.
We have a motion moved by Caldwell.
I'll second it.
Second. Okay, how do you vote? Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yep.
And
Thank you.
Lynn, I want to tell you, Laura and I did go up to Guthrie Center. They have the same thing.
He constructed those.
Yeah.
Seth Wilson from Wilson Welding constructed.
Thank you
It,
so much.
it's exciting. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Lynn.
Okay, Stephen Stuart, Fire Department, Josh Meslow.
Just a few things, price tag for that storm sirens informational only. Currently, the 3 storm sirens we have encompass the whole town and then some. I have heard some comments that, oh, it was nice having that. Well, those are outdoor sirens. So in talking to a few other people, you can still hear the new ones in that general area. So with the old one falling, I don't think we need to take action on it, but I just wanted you guys to know for informational purposes.
Thank you.
So are you just asking about the pickup then?
And then, yes, we'd like to try that 92 Ford again with a minimum for sealed bid sort of deal. And then the 03 Dodge needs to go since the other 2 trucks are here. And when I asked Carl to go to what you asked Dave, when I asked Carl about a trade-in, they told us they'd take us to dinner. So
It's better
Take
than
a look
nothing.
on it. Yeah.
Just tell them pay for it.
knowing a big company like that, we'll probably just get pizza. No. Anyways, I just like approval for,
We need a motion.
I motion that for the pickup and.
yeah, I think the 92 was done a couple months ago,
Yes.
so
Moved by Caldwell. Second
Second by Kirkpatrick, how do you vote? Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
yes,
Caldwell.
thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
Nine, proposal to purchase Stuart-owned property. This time, I open the public hearing on 607 North Main. Did you receive anything? Any comments, concerns from the general public? Close the public hearing. B, public hearing on lot North Harlan Street. Did you receive anything, guys?
No,
Any comments, concerns, general public?
no,
Close the public hearing. C, resolution number 2419C, resolution approving sale of real estate to Luis.
need a motion.
Motion.
Moved by Caldwell.
Second by Morgan, how do you vote? Patrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yeah.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Resolution number 2420C, resolution approving the sale of real estate to, and I have no idea how you say that name. Can you help me on that one, Luis?
Yuridia
Okay,
and Rodrigo.
okay.
Motion.
Moved by Caldwell.
Second.
Second by Dave.
How do you vote? Patrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yep.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. 10, Saint Center LLC, Rick Dudley, renewal of development agreement.
This is a resolution that I said we need. Moved by Caldwell.
I'll second.
Second by
Patrick, how do you vote? Patrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Caldwell.
Next is
I'm not here. Okay, then we'll go to 13, human resource consultant, Corey.
I think, a lot of large companies have a HR department. I know we don't have a personnel here that specializes in HR. I think HR, maybe just consulting would help the city and our employees out a great deal. It's pretty much endless in what they can do. They can keep track of vacations, employee reviews, discipline, you name it, they can kind of help us out. I would like to see us go out and maybe get some prices. I know there's some local companies in Des Moines that do consulting, and just to kind of see what they have to offer. And we can limit it to whatever we want,
Yes,
and just get some prices and stuff on that.
sure.
I really think it would help, because I think that us as a council tries to dictate and tries to discipline employees when it's not our job. If we had some help from HR, that stuff wouldn't even land on our desk up here. And
Session.
that's,
So,
that'd be
so
my
it
opinion.
sounds like there's an issue that has come up that we need this if we're having trouble with all this stuff. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say there was any.
Well, it sounded like it said they could help with this and, do this, and it's like, so what is our current scheme? Why is that not, why do we need this if our current scheme is working?
I don't think it is working.
Okay, so there's an issue. There's an issue, so.
I'm not- I know you're kind of wound up right now, Mike.
No,
Don't
don't tell me what I am.
Don't interrupt me.
No,
I'm
no,
talking.
no,
That's it.
he's not gonna tell me I'm more wound
Settle
up.
down.
I'm not uncalm.
You're ready.
He's getting me calm. So what?
You don't do that at a council meeting.
I can do that, that's called freedom of speech, and I'm not being disruptive, but nobody's gonna tell me I'm wound up when I'm simply asking a question. That gets me wound up.
He's just recommending this.
And I'm asking a question, which is my right to do. Are you saying I cannot ask a question?
I answered your question. I said, not that I'm aware of.
Okay,
I don't know.
question being asked and answered, we provided, let's move on, okay?
Is there any other cities our size that have this?
No, not really, but I will do research, see the prices, and bring it back here, we can agree or disagree on it, that's okay.
So is this all?
Yeah, we're gonna go to item number 12. We have Gaston County EMS proposal update, would you like to provide some update?
Yeah, right now, I sent out an email. They, over the last couple meetings, they've been kind of discussing like their actual proposals or plans, contracts they intend to send out to the cities. So they're working through that. They have not decided on any specific dollar figure or even at this point how they calculate that. So we're not sure what the dollar figure will be that they will send us. So that's still up in the air. Wednesday night, they'll go through, they're having a meeting where they want, I think, as many council members from Kenora, Stuart, and then the Adair Fire Board, plus all of the townships that have stake in this, which is the entirety of Guthrie County, to be in a meeting. Again, you get that many people in a room, I don't know how much process or progress they'll make, but that's their desire. That's what they talked about in the last supervisors meeting. They'll go over what they further reviewed as far as maybe some sort of formula for divvying up the dollars. I'm sure tomorrow. I don't know for sure. They weren't planning a meeting or anything between last meeting and tomorrow. So I don't know if they have anything specific to go as far as that's concerned. So then once they do that, then they'll formalize a proposal, if you will, to us, and then we'll review that ultimately once that's official or from the county.
Thanks, thank you. Okay, now we're gonna go to we're gonna go to closed session, and you need to read the section.
Closed session under 21(5)(c), discuss strategy with counsel and matters that are presently in litigation or where litigation is imminent, where its disclosure would be likely to prejudice or disadvantage the position of governmental body in that litigation.
Okay, we need a motion to go to closed session.
I'll move.
Patrick.
Second.
Second by
Russell. How do you vote? Patrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Kava.
Okay, we're
This
gonna
time, I asked to leave.
have.